Hi, Junior with today's thought, and today we're going to El Salvador, where the president of El Salvador has made the president of the United States an offer he should not, and I predict will not, refuse. Now, El Salvador, well, it's a Latin American country, and you know there are problems with gang violence there. El Salvador had a very, very serious gang violence problem, and they solved it by they elected a new president who promised to crack down on the gangs, and he built a mega prison. It's a giant prison that can hold up to 40,000 prisoners. It's for the worst of the worst, and initially 12,000 prisoners gangsters were put in that prison, and I don't know how many. Apparently they have room for more because they made an offer to the United States, and the offer is to take our bad guys and put them in and keep them in an El Salvadoran prison, that one, the mega prison. So specifically or especially the unlawful aliens who have invaded our country. Thank you, Joe Biden, and thanks for nothing, Joe Biden. And we've been arresting them now that we have Donald Trump as president. So we've been arresting them, and then what do you do with them if you could send them back to their home countries. That's what they've been doing. But the worst of the worst. Oh, and if you haven't heard of this, there are 30,000. You probably didn't know this. There are 30,000 beds in Guantanamo. Where we're putting the terrorists from Afghanistan and the ones that Biden didn't release, right? So we've been getting them out of the country, but what's really good about the El Salvadoran prison, well, number one, they would do it for a small fee. As the president of El Salvador said, would be a small fee for us, but it would be big for Honduras, obviously, because your dollar goes farther in. Did I say Honduras? In El Salvador than it does here. So it's a deal that, well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, get the worst of the worst out of our country, and now we have, and they can be they don't have to be El Salvadoran. They can be from anywhere, including the United States. He offered. I don't know if we can do that, but he's offered. As president of El Salvador is offering to take our worst criminals from the United States and keep them in Honduras. Now, the second reason why this is so good is because what it will do to prevent TREN de Aragua, for instance, the really bad ones, but also MS-13, they're no angels either, but from coming to this country in the first place, because if they get arrested, and they probably will be now with this new administration, they won't be in a nice, comfortable American prison. They will be in this mega prison in El Salvador, which is, let's just say, not as nice as our prisons. And what I'll do, actually, to give you an idea, here's a short video clip of this mega prison in El Salvador.
Porque uno ha sufrido, ha perdido mi familia, ¿qué no hemos perdido nosotros en la cárcel? ¿Vale? Y hoy estamos en un penal de máxima seguridad, cuando decía sabemos que ya no va a haber salida para nosotros.
Los RIP, lo tiene la MS como lo tienen los 18. Hay tatuajes que no pueden ver ustedes, cambian, son las letras, los números. Muchos de ellos tienen payasos.
Pues chica, yo como pandillero no estoy de acuerdo en lo que ellos hacen, pero para el pueblo salvadoreño digo yo que es lo mejor, porque no hemos sido personas buenas.
What you just saw, I cannot imagine that the members of MS-13 and TREN de Aragua, that they are not aware of the El Salvadoran prison and what the prison is like. So I'm hoping and actually almost predicting that facing the prospect of being caught and being transferred to that prison, that ought to scare, I wouldn't even come into the United States if I were a gangbanger, a gang member. And that was what I was possibly facing, because now we have of course, if Biden were still president, big deal. It wouldn't matter, because they would never be picked up. They would just be free to do whatever they want. And Alejandro Mayorkas was saying that we would just be saying the border is secure. And by the way, since Trump became president in just the last couple of 2-3 weeks, encounters at the border are down 93%. And what is he doing? Won't bore you with specifics, but basically he's doing what Biden could have done and didn't. So there you go. I think it's a fantastic offer. We should take, because you also have to remember that if we put these people in one of our prisons, then we have to, feed them and shelter them and so on. So it might even be cheaper to, pay this fee and have these people out of the country and in a prison in El Salvador. And also, of course, that frees up more prison space in our country for less dangerous criminals. So all in all, sum it all up, bottom line, I think it's a fantastic deal. And we have a president who likes good deals, and this is a pretty good deal for us, not for, as you heard that last person in the video I just showed you. Not so good for the gang members, but as good for us as it's turning out to be for El Salvador. And that's my thought for today. Thanks for stopping by. If you could subscribe, that would really be great. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. Comments always welcome in the comment section below the video. But most of all, come back and see me again. I would love to see all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.